Well, the house was built in 1868, shortly after the end of the Civil War, built by the Bellomi family, who were owners of a grain mill in nearby Jamestown, NY. Jamestown was at that time a large milling community in western NY. The Bellomi family wanted a quiet area to live, somewhere outside the hustle and bustle of Jamestown, so they built this lovely estate in quiet Kyneton, NY. A home they eventually called Bella Vista, or Beautiful View, as a celebration of their business success. The realtor was quite the talker. Jim Haggerty fit the classic mold of a real estate agent, anxious to show off the good features of any house he was marketing. The out-of-town buyer walked causally down the gravel driveway as he scanned the property. Thomas Edwards was a skilled businessman and deal maker. The house was in need of work. A lot of work, but the list price for the house was appealing, and Edwards was convinced that he could get a further price concession when closing the deal. But could he turn the house into a profitable bed and breakfast business? So why is the house vacant? An obvious question. Haggerty cleared his throat before answering. Well, we just have not been able to find the right buyer so far. Jeremy Bellomi, the fourth-generational owner of the estate, runs a business in California and can no longer live here. He is anxious to sell, and I have been asked to move the process along. Edwards nodded. A non-answer from Haggerty. Was something else a factor in the house being vacant? He wondered. Well, Mr. Haggerty, I would really like to see the interior, but that is not possible today. I have other business to attend to in Jamestown, but I will be staying in the area for a few days. Could I have an inside tour tomorrow evening? Tomorrow evening? Yes. Is that a problem? Well, but we may have to do it by flashlight. The house currently has no electric power. Edwards' eyes rolled. Issue number 1. What state are the utilities in? Okay, I understand. I will try to meet up with you by 4 p.m. tomorrow so that hopefully most of the tour can be done in daylight. Sounds like a plan. I will see you then, Mr. Edwards. The two men shook hands and parted ways as the last trace of daylight started to fade. Edwards looked at his road map inside his 2015 Buick before starting his rental car. Kyneton, NY was a sleepy little hamlet of less than 500 people just outside Jamestown. The entire downtown area consisted of a convenience store, a mom-and-pop diner, a family garage business, and a small gas station. Could this area attract enough interest to support a B&B? Some doubts still were present in his mind, but the selling price still intrigued him enough to continue his investigation of this opportunity. The Buick drove quietly down what was Main Street in Kyneton, and in a short period of time, Edwards was turning into the small parking lot of the Big M convenience store. He thought he would take a moment to talk to a few of the residents to get their take on the vacant Bella Vista property. Call in local research, if you will. The old man behind the counter of the convenience store looked at the middle-aged businessman with suspicion. "You're not local, are you?" asked the man as he reached into the cash register for change. Edwards paused for a second before replying. "No, I am in town from Atlanta, on business." The old man laughed. "On business in Kyneton? What are you interested in? Possibly buying the whole town? It will cost you less than the cigarettes and beer you are buying." "Stop that, Herman." An old lady came around from the back of the store counter and started to chastise the old man. "No need to make fun of our town." Maud Appleton was Herman Appleton's wife and partner in the Big M convenience store. She was obviously defensive of her hometown. "Not making fun of glorious Kyneton, Maud, just stating the obvious," Maud grunted as she turned to Edwards. "Ignore him, he can be a real asshole at times." "So why are you in town, Mr. Edwards?" "Thomas Edwards." "Well, I am in the area looking at potential business deals, and one of the potential deals I am looking at is possibly purchasing the Bella Vista estate." Herman Appleton grinned as he replied to the middle-aged businessman. "Well, Mr. Edwards, You must have balls if you are considering doing that, Herman. Watch your language. This man is a guest. Sorry. No offense, Mr. Edwards. Just trying to be transparent. No offense taken, Mr. Appleton. But why do you say that? Herman Appleton rubbed the light gray beard on his chin before replying. Because that estate is haunted, Mr. Edwards. None of us locals will go near it. It has had a bad feeling to it ever since the Bellomi murder more than 20 years ago. Even Jeremy Bellomi, the current owner, won't stay there. It was his father, you know, who was killed in the parlor in a most mysterious way back in 1993. Oh please, Herman, stop with that haunted house crap. No one believes it. Maud Appleton was clearly irritated at her husband. Edwards took all of the conversation in as dollar signs flashed before his eyes. Marketing Bella Vista as a haunted B&B might work. He could attract clientele with dares of spending a night in a truly haunted estate. Estates across the United States had successfully pulled off the same scheme and made good money at it. Whether the house was truly haunted or not didn't matter. All that mattered was convincing people that it was haunted and that staying there could be a thrill. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Edwards could see the money coming in.